Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Design, and I remain your boy Lulua Mark. We are back with the 7th part of our project, and probably it's going to be the last one because this one has really taken long, and we want to proceed to the next project. However, the reason why I extended this project a little bit further is because we have so many new things that we introduced in this project that I felt it needs some time. We normally do our projects slowly. If you're a newcomer to this site, we do our projects slowly, and every work starts from the scratch, like from zero. For the floor plan, we make it all the way from here. We try to come up with something new right from here, and we learn each and every moment. We learn something new. That's why our projects take a little bit longer, and I don't want to rush you because when you are new, you need to really go slowly at a pace that will not make you to lose interest in design. That's why I always make sure that we do our designs a little bit slowly so that everyone can understand, and we move together. Now, in each project we have been doing, I keep leaving you with assignments because when we do the major parts, sometimes I tend to stop with the project so that you can now finish, because most times we do some bit of facading. I show you how to do it, and then you can proceed to finish the project, because we also want to pick another one from scratch and take it all the way to finishing. So today we are going to do some bit more of facading here, and also I want to introduce one component here, how you can create a step. Let's say now this is our entrance door. How do you create a step down here for people to go into the house? That's one thing we're going to do today, and I'll do some bit of facade in here really. So let's first start with the step, because I believe in all our projects we have never done that. That has been the first thing we have. I think today is going to be the first time we're doing it. So for you to create a step, we're going to use the floor tool. This floor here, let's see what we have. This floor is 150. I think we're going to make it 200. Let's change this thickness to 200. That is okay. Apply and okay. Now our floor is a little bit thicker, so we're going to create another floor down, and it's going to be 200, a thickness of 200 away from below this current one we have. So let's go to our ground floor. The ground floor is in the project browser. So we are going to architecture. We want the floor and the floor architecture. So we are going to offset. This time we are not picking, let's first pick line. You click on pick lines, then you come and give it an offset here. So I want to give an offset of let's say 300 or 500, offset of 500. So we're going to offset from here 500, then here 500. I'm going to offset here 500. Where else? So let's this side, we don't want, this one is going to be a little bit bigger and larger, but for now let's just offset it at 500. So these are enough for me. So we shall go to our trim, and we shall extend this one to this. We shall extend this one to this. We shall extend this one to this. This one extends here. That one extends to this. Now this if you look at the height offset in the property, it is 7 meters above the ground floor. However, we don't want it to be at the top. We want this one to even go below the ground floor floor. I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, the ground floor's floor. So you remember the ground floor's thickness is 200. That means this one is going negatively 200 down. I hope you understand that. So we finish this. When we go to our 3D, you will see here it comes as a step down. You see that? This was 200, now this one is negative 200. So that means it starts from where this one ends going downwards. So we shall, this one goes all around the house, as you can see here, just like that. That's how you create your floors and the steps. So we are going to create another one, which is also going to be a little bit away from this here. So we come to our ground floor, we are still going to the architecture, then floor, architecture floor. We are going to pick lines. This time we shall pick this line of the floor that is showing to us. Now I am going to offset this one 200 at the front like this. I will offset it at 200, but other sides, where do we have a door? We also have a door here. So I'll just be offsetting where I see those. Then the rest I'll leave at 0. I'll leave the offset at 0. I'll just pick the lines like this. See that? Like that. So we can trim and extend just like that. This one goes to this. Then this one comes to this. Then this one goes to that. Now you remember this one is negative 200. That means we want this one to be below this. So 200 plus 200, that's negative 400 now. We are going negative 400. When we finish it, when we come to our 3D, you'll see we have this step here. Now you see how it is coming. We now have this. You come from your house, you come here, and then you step here, you step here. Always we can even bring this one further. Instead of having the steps so close to the door, we can first move past these columns before we can have our steps. So what we shall do, I want to first of all click on that down step. I will say edit boundary. And then from here we're going to take it a little bit further. Let's say this one is going to let's say 1.5 away from the pillar. And then I think let's even say, okay, for now let's leave that one there. Then we click on this other first floor. We want to bring it here. We're going to edit boundary. I will just pick this, and then I will extend it using my keyboard so that I don't really stress myself so much. Now you see the pillars are now inside. I think now our steps can start off from here. It is much better for me from here, so that we have some small distance from the room, from the house, before starting to meet the steps. Otherwise, when the steps start right away from the from the door, I think it doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're going to now edit this, edit boundary. Then we take it to 200. This one here, we take it, let's see. What I'll do, I'll first even delete it. I'll delete it. Then I'll come to pick line. I'll now put my 200. Just like that, I can put it there now. All I need is to trim and extend, trim and extend. When I finish it and come to the 3D, that's now what we have. You see now the pillars are at least inside. However, they're hanging. As you can see, they're hanging here. They're hanging because our ground level is this one here, where the floor for the interior part of the house is. So this one here will have to come a little bit down. That means we need to bury it a little bit down, or else we shall need to extend this floor from the house, which I think is not what we shall do. We shall take care of this. The only thing you can do for this is, of course, I showed you how to do this. You see this base offset here. You can take it further. Let's say further 150 and see what they will have. Now, you see that it comes down. However, as it comes down, it is also leaving the upper part. Now, this one here, you can fix it by, I think, yeah, it is leaving the upper part. This one, you can fix it by editing. You can edit what? You can edit the family the way we edited it yesterday. So we're going to continue creating our steps. To create the next step, let's see what we have behind. Yeah. Now for the behind part, I think for me, I will not now really do much from here because my desire is to have steps this side. Now the steps here, I want to only create steps from this part here where the door is. I don't want the steps to continue all the way to this other side of the house. So we're just going to create steps here in front of the door. So let's come to the ground floor. Then from here we're going to our architecture, our floor, then architecture floor. So we're going to first of all pick line, then we want it to be the offset to be 200 here. However, this time we're not going all the way down. Then I'll remove this offset for now. I'll say 0. Then I'll pick this line. Now I remember we want the steps to only be from here, and probably they can end here, just like that. So you need to do some trimming here. We're going to do some trimming here. So we shall come to our trim tool, which is Tiara. We shall trim this to this. We shall trim this to that. Then the same thing this side, trim this to this, trim this to that. Now we have this one. You see now the offset is negative 200, and of course we want this one to be below that. So it will be negative 600. Negative 600. So when we say OK and we come to our 3D, you see we have this step here. See that? This step is here, and it is just where the door is, and it sits at the perfect spot. So we're going to create more. I want to step a little bit down further, come to the ground floor. We are going to architecture floor, just like that. We are going to pick line, and of course the offset is 200, just like that. We are going to click there. Then this time, let's remove the offset for now. You pick this one, then you pick this one. We're going to trim. I'll extend this to this. I'll extend this to this. Of course, we need to also pick this side as well. Otherwise, it will not work. So that we have a complete rectangle. Is it a rectangle? Yes, a rectangle. Now, the offset for this one is going to be negative 800. You just keep adding 200 to what we already have, and negatively it will take it further down. So you see that? See that? So that's how you can create your steps. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can do one more. Let's do one more. Come to your ground floor. Then we go to architecture, flow architecture, we pick line, offset is 200. Then you click there, you take away the offset. Then you pick this line, you pick that, you pick this. You come to your trim to extend, you extend this to this, extend this to that, extend this to this, extend this to this. Then of course now the offset will be negative 1000 or 1 meter deep, just like that. The reason why we are going in negatively, of course, you know, a house is supposed to start from the foundation. When you have steps, that means the house has been built on a higher ground. That means the ground has been raised. So for you to have access to the normal earth surface, you need to step down using steps. That's why these things are going negatively downwards. That means our real earth surface is a little bit down. So this is how you create your steps. You don't need to worry about these parts here. These ones will be filled with what we call will be filled with the toposolid. Toposolid is basically just when you go to the site, you find the grass. It has grass and the soil. So those ones will be used to fill these parts, and well, it will make our ground look really nice. So this is how you can create steps in your design. I hope you have learned something here today, and from here let's proceed with our design. I want to design something around this wall. I feel this other design is too big, but I'll leave it. I think I will still reduce it. It is too big, and you know how to already to edit this in place. You come to edit in place. After selecting it, you select it again to edit sweep. But of course you want that point, that red spot there. Then you edit profile. You come to the view that is facing you. You click on that angle. When you zoom this one, see where are we having that? It's not giving us what we are looking for. So I guess we need to try this. There it is a little bit giving. Anyway, so we're going to I'll just grab this, and then I'll try to reduce it and see if it can reduce without causing more problem. Yeah, it can reduce. So I'll just take this one a little bit up so that we have enough space from the window to up. So now when we come to this part here, you see now we have that space above the window. Otherwise this was coming too close to the window. Now I want to create something around this window. We can do extrusion. So let's go to architecture. We want to make a component, but we are going to model it in place, and we want to make a generic model just like that. You can rename it if you wish to. Then I'll choose extrusion. I'll say set plane. After I set plane, I'll set this plane. Then I'll use this rectangle tool to draw it. I'll draw something all the way down here like this. And then let's see the measurement. So I want to move it a little bit outside. And then the top part I'll also move it a little bit up. This one I'll open it a bit. So now we're going to offset things. We're going to offset things here. So when you come to the offset, let's offset let's say 100. 150 for now. Let's see how big it is. I think 150 is okay, like that. We're going to set it all around, just like that. And then we can trim. Come to the trim. We trim this and this, trim this and this, we trim this and this, we trim this and this. Now we come to our category. We are looking for the brown color, of course. We are looking for the brown. I hope it is there. Yeah, our brown color is there. So we shall click OK. Then we shall finish this model. Finish it. You see, that's what I wanted to draw for that window. Then I'm going to create something between these windows, just some kind of design for these windows. So we're going to pick this part and this part, and I think we can still do, let's do a wall, so that if we want to make a strip for it, it will be a little bit easier. So you can actually model these extruders with the wall tool instead of using extrusion. So it's basically you using all these tools to achieve what you want to achieve. So you are not limited to using specific tool. Now, for example, if I come to my architecture, I pick a wall, I can come to the ground floor. I know the wall I want to draw is on this part here. So I can just draw a wall here like that. Then I come to the 3D, the wall we have drawn is here. Now here you can play with this wall the way you want. You see that? So first of all, we are going to play around with the height, of this wall. So we can even extend. When you come to the align tool, if you click on let's try and see the bottom of this one here, not that. For now, let's first take this wall up. You come to the base offset. The base offset will be, let's say, 2.5, because I believe that is the head height of our window. So there. Then this wall, we are going to take it. We are going to align it with this shadow. So when we come to this and we click on the surface of this wall, and we click on the surface of this one, this wall will be attached to that. Have you seen that? It has been attached to that. Now when it is attached like this, it is now very simple to edit this one here. You just click on this wall, you come to edit profile. You see this one here, you click on this edit profile. Now here you have all the privileges to edit this wall the way you want. So now click on this and bring it to where you want to fit it. So we're going to remove constraints so that it can move freely without restricting us. Now we can bring it here. Then this one we can take it inside. Going to remove constraints. Take it inside. I know there are better ways of moving these things, but however way you choose to move, as long as it moves, you will still achieve your target. So just like that, now this wall has moved inside. And remember, we don't want this wall to be really this thick, right? We don't want it to be so thick. So what we are going to do, we shall come to this edit type, and then we shall duplicate it. We shall rename it, let's say, wall design, just like that. Then I want it to be really just 100 millimeters. I don't want it to be too thick. So I'll say okay. Then I'll finish this model, and it is complaining there, but it's okay. So we have that. You see that? We have that between the windows. How do you see this design here? So I want to create some kind of this class called model around this wall, so that we can have something unique here around this wall. The reason why I use the wall tool instead of extrusion is you can easily draw those molds around the wall than the extrusions. So let's go to our architecture. We come to components we want to model in place, and we are doing a generic model. So you can rename it. I'm going to do a sweep. You already saw how to do a revolve. We did revolve. So we're going to pick path, and the path is this part of this wall, the top part of this wall. Then we shall click OK. Then we shall edit the profile. Then I will want this view first of all, and then we shall click on that part. It opens up this. Then we can use our rectangle tool to draw something a little bit. Let's see what we are going to have. What I want to do is I want to draw something like this, something like this, then like this, something like this, something like this, something like that, then all the way here, like that. I want something like that, but of course now you need to make sure these lines intersect very well. So I'm going to bring this one here. Then if we trim this and this, it will go. Then we shall delete this, and we shall trim this to this, just like that. So this will be on that wall. Let's try and finish it, but of course the category is the brown color. I think it will match. So let's try and finish and see what we have in our 3D. So it's here, but it's a little bit hidden. It's hidden, so we need to make it a little bit bigger. It will be at least more than 150. So we shall edit in place. We click on it again. We edit shape. We shall just click on this red part. Then we edit profile. I remember it is the front part, and this angle here. When we take it like that, we shall have the privilege to extend it. So just like that. Let's see what we have. This was 90. Let me first just cut off. Let's just cut off this part. Let's control. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to extend it. I'm just extending it outside. Then we can do our measurements from here to here. It's just 40. So we need it to really go further. Let's see what we have now. Here to here, 93. Still not enough. I guess I'll just first delete this and do something new. So I'll create a complete box here so that we can do our measurements well. Then this one has to be 150 at least, so that it will be sitting just where the mold around the windows is sitting. Then upwards, I think we can also do 150 maybe, so that sizes do match, now we can create what we created earlier on. So something like that, something like this, something like that, something like this, something like that, something pretty like this. And then of course we are going to start trimming. So I'll trim this to that, then trim this to this, just like that. When we finish up, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have in the 3D. Now I think it is appearing. You see that? Now it is here. When you turn it like this, you can see what we have. Looks pretty, right? So now we can do this. We shall make it all around this wall. So click on it, edit in place, click on it again, edit sweep. Then we want to pick path and we are going to pick 3D edges. The edges are here, here, and here. We shall come to our trim. We shall extend this to this. We need to connect this to this, but they are not connecting. I don't understand why. I guess we used a different surface. It is not okay. Now I understand why we're having trouble. Let us delete those 3D edges. It has not picked the right edges. So we're going to pick 3D edges, and we really want that edge of the wall, not really this outer part. So we want this edge of the wall, and when we come here, I guess it is this part of the wall. Let's try and extend and see. Still not accepting. This side seems to be okay, and then this no. So we're going to do one by one. For now we shall delete this and go with only this side and finish it up, and that's what we shall have. See that? Then let's try and edit. You see now this one has entered a little bit inside, so we shall edit this profile, then we bring it a little bit inside so that we don't have trouble while choosing the profile. Even this one here, take it a little bit upwards so that we don't have trouble selecting it, just like that. So it's okay. Now let's edit this mold. You edit it in place, click on it again, you edit sweep, you pick path. You are going to pick 3D edges. Now let's try and pick this edge of the wall and see if it is the edge of the wall. Still not what we want, still giving us headache. Pick 3D edge. I guess this other side is working now. Let's try and finish this. So now we have one more to go. Now this side that is causing trouble, this side is the one causing trouble. So we're going to click on this wall again. We shall edit the profile, then we shall bring it a little bit inside, just like that. I believe now this will work. So let's try and edit this sweep, edit in place, click on it again, edit the sweep, pick 3D, pick 3D edge. Now it has entered once, just like that, just like that. Now that's what I want. You see that? Now it is all around here. It has created some kind of design between these windows. So we can use this surface to do anything we want. We can even use it to create more designs. You can create any kind of design. Now you know how to create this design using shape. That means You can create any design. You can even use the wall tool to create any form of design you want, or you can use extrusion to do any design you want. For example, let's just try something. Architecture model in place, that is in components, generic models there. For example, if I pick extrusion and I set plane, I pick a plane. This is another way of picking a plane, actually the longer way. Now we're going to want this wall. We want the wall, but here it's not okay. It's there. No, I want the wall there. That is the wall. Now I can create anything I want here. For example, let's just use this shape here. Create something here like that. Then I want to bring it a little bit inside. Let's move it inside in the middle here. We are going to try and rotate it so that it can sit perfectly like that. So let's bring it here. Then we can do anything with this design. I can maybe offset. Let me just offset. Let's say now 150 is too much. I'm just going to offset 50, just like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Then when we do that, we can think of more things. Really, you can think of anything to do. This is just me thinking out aloud. So I can even offset it more further. Let's offset outwardly 150, 150, just like that. Then I can keep offsetting more and more and more and more and more, and see what we shall have here at the end of the day. So let's try and click on that. Then this one, we don't want it to be so thick, so I'm just going to make it 50. Then the color, I think I'll make it white. Let's make it white color. White color, I believe we have it. Looks like we don't have white. Did we make it white paint? White paint. Looks like we didn't create any white color or paint. We shall I think need to create one, because we need the white. How come we have our wall in white and we don't have white color? So when we come to your graphics, you're going to make this one really white. Then you come to your appearance, we go to asset browser. We're looking for paint. I am going a little bit fast because I believe if you have been following us from the start of this project, you now know exactly what we are doing. So paint, want waterproof, fireproofing. So okay. So now when I finish, that's what we have. Really just making fun, trying things out. So you can design anything you want really at this point with what you have learned. So if this one makes sense to you, you can do that. If it doesn't make sense, you can also leave it. But I was just showing you that you can now do anything you want at this point on this design. I guess I should show you a little bit of topography or toposolid. So now if you want to create a compound for your home, what you do, you just come to this massing and site. See this? Click on it. Then you see this toposolid. You click on this drop down. You come to create from scratch. Then there's also create from import. So for us, we are creating from the scratch. And you are going to create it from the site. Now when you come to your project browser, you have to, in the plans, the floor plans, you have your site at the bottom. You open it up, it will show you the site. This is your site. So now we have our toposolid here, but we want a toposolid that has grass on top. Now this one, you see here, this one has both grassland. It has grass on top and then the land down. So when you click on it, and you the same thing really how to create all these things. You see these methods: pick line, pick line, pick line. So we can pick line or just draw this, but for now let's just pick line, and I'm going to give an offset of, let's say, 2.5 meters, 2.5 meters from this, this. Now we shall just trim with the TR tool, just like that. So when you see now it is here on level 0, when you finish it, it will Revit will complain a lot, and when we leave that, you see what we have. We have created the soil and the grass, but it has swollen our house. Almost it has taken the house inside. Even our steps are nowhere to be seen. So that's where now you start editing your toposolid. So now you click on it, you come to edit sketch, just like that. You go to your, of course, site. You always edit this in the site or even the ground floor. But now from the site you realize you cannot see a lot of the components down. So you come to your ground floor. We are going to remove the house from this toposolid thing. Now first of all, we are going to pick lines again. We shall pick our steps, just like that here. Then we shall pick this side, shall pick like this all around. Let's keep picking. Then we shall pick there. Then we have to trim, trim, trim. Then you trim just like that. This one comes here, this one comes here, and then we need to split this part here. We're going to click on the split tool. We shall split this, come to trim, we bring this to this, bring this to this. Then of course this part has to link up just like that. When I finish it up, you realize Revit is no longer complaining. That means we have removed the house from we have removed the house from the toposolid. Now the house is okay, but we still have problem this side, because now the house is a little bit down and our toposolid is a little bit high. That means we need to cut off some parts, what we call a subdivide. You can subdivide this and also create something that makes sense how people are going to access this house. See that? Now we are going to reduce the thickness of this toposolid so that it's not really too big. For example, I think I can align this. Let's see. I think I can align it. If I come to my architecture, when I click on it, I come to align. When I click the surface of this one and this one, I don't see. it's not working. Let's see that, and this, it works. Actually it works. I didn't just click the right spot. Now when you come closer, you realize now this one is aligning, this part is aligning with the level of the ground floor. This is now the ground floor level, which is at 0, where the floor of this house is. However, we have our steps going a little bit down. That means this part here is going to be down. So you now have to be creative a little bit here. So we are going to divide this toposolid into parts, so that you can have some parts that are a little bit down, and we shall have some parts that are a little bit raised. So in front of the house we will go a little bit down because the step is even going down. So it has to match with the level of the step. So we shall click on this toposolid. We come to edit sketch. We are going to the ground floor. Now we're going to start, we shall start partitioning this. So let's first of all, let me remove from, I think we can just extend this to this. Let's split this one here, just like that, so that we can trim this to this side, we can trim this to this side. Then we have this one here, we have this. So we need to find a way of making this on its own. So we shall create, let's use the line tool. Let's just do a line here, then something like that, something like this. So we shall go to the trim, we shall trim this to this, we shall trim this to this. Now we have partitioned this surface, this face where the entrance is now on its own, and these other sides are on their own. When we try to finish, we shall have a partition here. You see that? We shall have a partition here like this. Now this partition here, we can now make it on its own. We can try to change the height offset from the ground. So let's try and edit sketch. We come to the ground floor. Now we shall really do this. Shall do this, shall do that, we shall do this. So now we are going to, I think the best way is for us to delete this one off, just like that. Now we're going to create another toposolid. Now we have deleted this one off. We are going to now create another toposolid that will be able to sit exactly here, so that we can easily have our steps here. So now we come to architecture, actually go to maintenance site, toposolid, then sketch, then you come to a site. I think I will use the ground floor instead. So I'm going to pick line. So I'll pick actually this line. You see this line where we drew the first one, like that. I'll come to trim. It makes Revit to become a little bit heavier. I'll trim this like this, like this, like this, like this. Now you see this ground offset. This ground offset now has to go really down. I remember our step went all the way down to -1000. So we shall give here -1000 from the ground floor. So when we click OK, Revit will complain, of course. Then but at least we can see our steps here. You see that? You can see our steps. And what we are going to do now, I'll just click on it. I'll edit sketch. Then I'll come to the ground floor. Now we need to remove these steps off this one here. In fact, we are going to make it a little bit let's say negative 1100 and see what Revit will tell us. Now that one works well. This one works perfectly well now. You see there. Now we have this soil that is stepping a little bit down. Then this one is also stepping a little bit down. This one is a little bit down. So we can take this all the way to the other side so that the ground does not look like this. So what we can do is just edit this sketch. You come to your ground floor. I'm going to take this one a little bit inside here so that it can close off this part like that. So now can we see that? From here you can see, but however you can just extend it all the way, because really doesn't matter now. And even decide to extend it up to this side, like here, all the way. Can extend it all the way here. It really doesn't matter. So now it is just overlapping with the previous one. So like that. You see now the house has different layers of soil. This one is a little bit high, this one is a little bit high, this one is down. So this is how you play with your topography, because the ground will not always be level. So this one here you can use this side. You can also create something like a step to come to access this part here. But now this one will just take you direct to the roadside or wherever you are going. You should see this thing as the land on which we live. So that is how thick the land can be going downwards, because our foundations are supposed to be at least 1.5 and this one is just 1000 meters down. I mean it's 1 meter down. It's not 1000 meters, 1000 millimeters. So that's what we have. You can also fill in. Now the same way I did this, you can even decide to fill in this part just using the trick I've showed you. So this is really a lot that we have picked from today, and I believe these are all new things that we have never had in any of the projects that we have been doing before. So now I think I want to do railing for this part up here. I want to do some kind of railing here and make this place look also a little bit nice. So to make this railing, of course this is on the first floor. Let's come to the first floor, then it's here. So we go to architecture. We're looking for railings. We're looking for railings here. You see sketch path. And then from here I want this glass panel bottom. So you can come to your pick line as usual. What we have been using in almost all the design. So we can just pick these lines, then have our railings there like that. Once you have drawn those lines, you can just finish up. You come to a 3D. You see we have our railings there. See this? Have our railings well placed. So our design is coming to life. The house is really coming to life, and I'm beginning to like everything about the house. This side is really not giving. It has a lot of work to do. I'm giving this as an assignment for you to model this side of the house to look so appealing. You know, creating facade takes a lot of time, a lot of thinking, so you need to think a lot before you come up with something. Otherwise, when you just hurry, you may end up molding something that is not nice. And you need to be creative. You can use uh, you can use a lot of let's say motivation or benchmarking from social media, from different people who are doing this. It will help you to see a lot of designs, and you can be able to understand, but not to copy, but benchmark from what others have done. So it's always good to do that, so that you also widen your knowledge. Don't have to be so rigid yourself. This part here has to, there are some small corrections that you can make. For example, this one here is hanging, that means we need to take it down. We either take it down, or we can make this one come to this side. Remember, this is a duct, so you can just reduce the you can reduce the offset by negative 200, because we are aware that this foundation, the first step is 200 thick. Our floor is 200 thick, so this one negative 200. Now it has covered here, but I'm sure it has there's one that side which we really left, so this one is okay. And then of course this one is also hanging, so you can do this for all these other designs and see what you can achieve. For me, pretty, I think that is it. That's the purpose of this project, and I feel this project is at a point where we can now lay it down and say we have accomplished our target. We have learned a lot of things. We learned extrusions, we learned the revolve, we learned the sweep, we learned how to create steps, we learned how to model this classical molding, like column. We designed this column from scratch, really from scratch. Then we have done toposolid. It's the first time I'm doing it in my project. I think this project really has everything that someone needs to know in Revit. There are very few things that we have just left. So I'll really say that if you have reached this far with this project, congratulations for your resilience, and really keeping keen on learning and getting much better. Of course, more projects are coming. More, we also do understand how to create floor plans. All these design aspects. Every time we come up with a project, we make sure that you learn all these things. So I congratulate you for the far you have gone with us. See you again in the next project. Make sure you subscribe, you share this video with your friends, and do not move away, because the next project is going to be a real banger, and you really love to be part of it. I don't want you to stop here, because design is really a continuous process. If you stop here, you forget everything you have learned. So you keep learning, you keep improving, you keep getting better with more designs. So uh, the facading bit, now you will continue doing more facades, because this is not really the end of this house. You can't leave this house like this, but I feel we shall do more on other projects. We have really achieved a lot of new things that we wanted to achieve from this project. So that is the purpose of even first of all starting this project, to learn these new things. So in the next coming project, we shall be able to apply some of these things that we learned. And trust me, if you be part of the next project, you will not regret having been part of this one in the first place. So thank you so much for liking our videos, for sharing, for subscribing. From me to you, I say bye bye. See you in the next project. Thank you. Take care.